Tell me how you got started in this field. What was your education? What educational background or related experience might be helpful in entering this field?
I got started into this field through my love of writing. I enjoy writing and it has become a passion of mine. My education would be to deliver the best I can in English classes 9 to 12. For post-secondary schooling, you do not necessarily need a degree. Having a degree in either English, communications, or journalism will give you a step up when applying or trying to find work. You will find that in a lot of schools, colleges, universities. When you graduate, they do help you try and get set up in the workforce, which is always good. I personally went to university and got my degree in English and literature, just to better develop my writing abilities.
What are the daily duties of your job? What are the working conditions, and what skills and abilities are utilized in this work?
When you're a writer, you work for your own schedule depending on your work that you can find. Since you are a freelance writer for the first couple of months or years, you start working, you put as much work as you want to and work when you are inspired by an idea. Usually you are just waiting until a company picks up your manuscript before you get seriously published. The skills and abilities that are utilized in this field are self-discipline, since you are mostly working to beat your own drum, and you have to be patient and be able to take criticism.
What are the toughest problems you deal with? What problems does the organization as a whole have? What is being done to solve these problems?
The toughest problem you'd have to deal with is when breaking into the field, you may get noticed right away, and you might have to wait a couple of months or even years before you get noticed and published. Most writers have been writing for a long period of time and have accumulated work, so they may be published quicker, but if you really love to write and hope to make a career out of it, you should stick it out and keep writing. As a whole, there are a lot of people striving to be writers, so you need to be competitive and not get discouraged. Just write to get classes if needed.
What obligation does your work put on you outside of the work week? How much flexibility do you have in terms of dress, work hours, and vacations?
Becoming a writer means that you make your own schedule and work whenever an idea inspires you. You get to dedicate your own work weeks, so some days you may write for hours on end, and some days you may go through and edit your last entry, and maybe some days you just sit around and hope to get inspired. When you're a writer, you don't have to report to an office. You write whenever you are comfortable. Even if you are on a contract with a publishing company, you write from home or wherever you happen to be at the time. You don't have a dress code or designated hours to write, and you can always write while you're on vacation, as long as you can meet your deadlines and are working at your own pace.
What salary level would a new person start with? What are the fringe benefits? What are other forms of compensation?
Writers can make anything from $200 for a manuscript up to hundreds of thousands of dollars, like J.K. Rowling. Writers get a form of compensation called royalties, so for each book bought, they make a small profit.
How do people find out about your jobs? Are they advertised in the newspaper? Which ones? On the web, by word of mouth, who spreads the word, and by the personnel office?
People can find about these jobs through posting online on payscale.com. You can research a career and it will tell you the available jobs, the amount you could potentially earn, and the benefits involved in having the chosen career. You could also use websites like monster.ca, and you could use your province's job bank for jobs available in or around your area. Although the internet is very helpful, you can always look in your local paper as well as asking around about any job opportunities and openings. For example, around my area you can go to Muskoka Staffing, and someone helps you become more hireable, recommended places to apply and work on your own people skills.
Where do you see yourself in a few years? What are your long-term goals?
In a few years, I would hope to be a published and distinguished author, and on my way to becoming a bestseller. In the long term, I would hope to find success through my writing since it always has been a passion of mine. I would aspire to I would inspire people through my writing and hope that they enjoy it as much as I do.